Hey guys, Mitchell Gonzales, the Bearded Realtor here. Hey, have you been thinking about maybe selling your home in the Colorado area and you're trying to figure out the perfect time on when to list it? Well, you're in luck. In this video, I'm going to go over exactly why right now is the best time to try and sell your home. So, let's hang out. Hey guys, Mitchell Gonzales, the Bearded Realtor here. If you've seen one of my videos before in the past, welcome back. If you're checking out one of my videos for the very first time, make sure that you click the red subscribe button below, as I do post weekly videos all about living in and moving to the Denver metro area. Along with that, as much as I love making these videos, I am also a licensed broker in the state of Colorado, so I love helping people find their dream homes even more. So if you have any questions about real estate, whether that's you're interested in selling your home or you're interested in the buy side or both, you'll see my number, my email come across the bottom. Give me a call, shoot me a text, write me an email. I am available 24/7 to answer any questions that you may have. So with that being said, let's get started today. The Broncos have completed their coaching search. Sean Payton brought in Joe Lombardi. Obviously, if you guys know, he was with the Chargers last year, had a couple pretty bad losses, including helping blow a 28-point lead to the Jaguars in the playoffs. Hopefully he takes some of that magic from his grandpa Vince and can help turn the Broncos offense around. At the end of the day, we know Sean Payton's going to run the show on offense, though. Also, the Avs and Nuggets are both red hot right now. So if you have not been watching the Nuggets and Avs, just know they are both going to be making championship runs this year. So very exciting time to be a Denver sports fan. But with that being said, let's talk about real estate. So as you guys may know, our market has kind of fluctuated a lot over the years. So maybe you're a Colorado homeowner right now and you're thinking about selling and you're just not totally sure if right now is the right time. When is the best time to sell? When is the best time to buy? So that's what I'm here for. I'm going to go kind of tell you guys some different market trends that we've seen over the years, what's kind of happening with interest rates, how that is going to affect the housing market. So I'm going to go over exactly why I believe right now is the best time to try and sell your home. So let's hang out. All right. So why right now, in my mind, is the best time to sell your home? So I'm going to actually start off this video kind of with an interesting statement where, although right now is a seller's market, and let's be honest, we've been in a seller's market the last couple of years, it's a very interesting market because it is actually also a buyer's market. And you're probably wondering, well, how can it be both? And there's a lot of factors into that. And I think one of the main factors that I am going to start off with is interest rates. So when COVID happened, as you guys probably all know, interest rates dropped drastically and they stayed low for a couple years. They were, threes, low threes. I know a lot of people even got interest rates in the twos, which I don't believe will ever happen again. I could be wrong. I'm not a, interest rate guru, but I mean, those were historically low and they stayed really low. And then what happened was, in my mind, there was an overcorrection. The interest rates went too high, too fast. So we got spoiled by them being in the threes. And then all of a sudden they were in the sevens, what seemed like overnight. And to be honest with you guys, sixes, sevens, that's still a pretty good interest rate compared to historical numbers. A lot of people watching this video, you maybe had interest rates that were in the double digits, maybe even the teens. So you're like, man, if I could get an interest rate in the sixes, that'd be amazing. And that's kind of where they're sitting right now. But what happened is a lot of buyers left the market when interest rates went up. So right now, our buyer pool is a lot lower than where it has been historically. So as of the filming of this video, I'm filming this on February 28th, interest rates are sitting, right around the mid sixes. And this year they've really been fluctuating, anywhere in that sixes range. They've gone, into the low sixes, they've gone to the high sixes, sometimes the low sevens. And so what a lot of people are doing, a lot of buyers, is they're waiting for interest rates to go down. And if that's you, I My personal opinion is you should never buy a home based on the interest rate. Obviously, interest rates do factor into a purchase. You have to have a monthly payment that you are comfortable with, and that's where it's your realtor's job to help find a home that has a payment that works for you. But what we're seeing right now is because interest rates are, higher compared to what they were the last couple of years, there's not nearly as many buyers out there. So that's making it so that way a lot of people that weren't able to buy a home last spring now all of a sudden can get a home, and they don't have to go into these crazy bidding wars. They don't have to do a huge down payment. They don't have to offer their firstborn, secondborn kids, all those crazy things that people are having to do. So we have a saying in real estate. It's called marry the home, but date the rate. And what that means is if you fall in love with the home and you can make the monthly payments work, get the home. Because if interest rates go up, you're going to be happy that you bought the home at the current interest rates. If the interest rates go down, all you have to do is refinance and you still got a home at a better price. Because guess what? If interest rates go into the fives, which will happen, they're actually projected to maybe start, creeping down in May. What's going to happen is a lot of buyers are going to enter the buyer pool and we'll go back into those bidding wars and, multiple offer situations. So that's going to increase, the purchase price again. So you get the best of both worlds where you can refinance at the lower interest rate, but you bought at the lower price. And so with that being said, this could also affect the sales side. So maybe you're watching this video and you are a contingent seller buyer, meaning that if you want to buy, maybe you want to buy a new home, you want to buy a bigger home, but you have to sell your current home to buy that home. You are what's considered a contingent buyer. And right now, with the buyer pool being low, sellers are actually receptive to taking contingent offers. Whereas last year, like if you were contingent, you might as well not even write an offer because it was never going to get accepted. There was always going to be a non-contingent buyer that was going to win. But if you're contingent, now's an opportunity where you can actually buy a home contingent and still sell your home in a timely manner. So that's really big for people that would need to buy and sell and be contingent. So that is definitely something to consider because that's going to be a lot tougher to pull off once interest rates go down and more buyers enter the buyer pool. But I'm going to go over some reasons why right now is also an excellent time to sell. So first of all, I want to set proper expectations on what the seller market is right now, because if you're watching this video and you own a home in Colorado, odds are you have that neighbor that, maybe multiple neighbors that listed their home last spring, and all of a sudden it was like a parade going in and out of their home. And they got, 20 offers, 20% above asking, full cash, full appraisal gaps, waiving inspection. And you're like, well, hey, my house should sell for that much. Well, last year was a total anomaly. That's not happening this year. Now, I will say that because our inventory is low, there is the occasional home where if it is priced correctly and it's staged well and it's marketed well, then yes, you can definitely still get multiple offers above asking and do really well with the sale of your home, but it's not happening as frequently as it was last year, where it was basically every home that was hitting the market. So, but it is still a great time to sell, and the reason why is I'm going to talk about annual trends that we see. And typically what we see is normally the average home prices are, closed are highest in April, May, and June. Those 3 months are typically when we are seeing the highest closed price. And the reason behind that is I think it's all seasonality here. I think as crazy as it sounds, the Broncos schedule could actually play into this because normally they're done playing in January. But basically what we see is, I'll start off with January. Typically we see a nice influx of buyers in January. And the reason being is the holiday time is over. Typically the market's really slow in November, December, just because of the holidays, the weather. It's really cold. People don't want to go out and look. People are busy with holiday plans. They're spending a lot of money because of the holidays. And typically those times are a little bit slower for real estate. Then what happens is January kicks around. People make New Year's resolutions where this is the year I'm going to buy a home. Maybe they're just not as busy because of the holidays. So we start seeing some buyers enter the buyer pool, and that number slowly starts increasing throughout the spring. People get their tax return money back, so maybe they have some extra tax return money that they could put towards a down payment. And what we see from January until about May is we see the close price slowly start to tick up. We don't necessarily see inventory go up a whole lot because it's still wintertime and people want to sell their homes typically when it's convenient. And when it's cold, kids are in school, that's not always the most convenient time to sell, which I think what kind of keeps inventory steady. Our buyer pool is going up, inventory is staying steady. And so therefore that's helping drive up the prices. And so that's where, if we're seeing highest close prices April, May, June, that means it contracted in March, April, May. Right now, like I said, I'm filming this on February 28th, so tomorrow is the start of March, which in my mind is a great time to list because there's not going to be as much active inventory. So in fact, just looking over trends over like the last 5 years, pretty much every year, the highest amount of new listings was in May and June. What do those 2 months have in common? Exactly what I said. The weather turns, kids get out of school, maybe families are going to be gone for, on vacation, so they can list and be out of the home. So what that does is all of a sudden it creates an influx of new inventory. It creates a higher amount of active inventory as well. So normally once July rolls around, we start seeing the prices slowly start to tick down all the way until November and December, where they are typically the lowest of the year. And so obviously it killed us last year because November and December was also when interest rates were the highest, so there was no one buying then either. So that is why right now is a great time to list, because you can really beat a lot of people to the market in a market that does not have that much inventory. And so a number that's really important to really gauge that number of inventory is, yes, the number of new listings, active listings. That's really important, but what's really more important than that is what's called months supply of inventory. And what that number essentially is it factors in the amount of homes on the market and also, calculates roughly what buyer demand is currently. And it says that if no new homes hit the market, how long will inventory last? And to have a healthy market, you really want about 4 or 5% months supply of inventory. And we are not anywhere close to that. Actually, the last few years, we've been well below that, which is why we've been in such a seller's market. And so the lowest we actually hit was 0.6 last winter. We had 0.6 months of active inventory, which is literally like 2 weeks. So if, no new homes hit the market, boom, out of homes in 2 weeks. Luckily, we did have homes hit the market, but it was still really low. In October this year, we actually got up to about 2.4 months supply of inventory, which is the highest it's been in several years. So we were definitely starting to see an increase of month supply of inventory, but it has actually been going down, and it's dropped to about 1.5 or 1.4 right now is roughly what our month supply of inventory is. So it's about a third of what we need it to be. So if I was thinking about selling, that's a really important number to look at, to know that right now our month supply of inventory is much lower than what it needs to be. Now, I do believe that number will start to creep up, like I said, in May and June, and we are going to get to a more balanced market, which I believe is great for everyone, whether you're buying or selling. Yes, if you hit the market and all of a sudden you can get 20% above asking, that's great, right? I mean, who wouldn't want that? But if you're going to go out there and also buy, do you really want to go into that crazy bidding war where now all of a sudden you're buying? Because it's great if you can sell your home for 20% above, but if you're having to buy it 20% above asking, then those two really cancel each other out and you didn't really achieve what you wanted to. Whereas, balanced market, you list your home, you get around what you listed the home for, you can go and buy a home for what it's listed for, or right around that number, which is a much healthier, more balanced market, which is what I believe we are trending towards this year, which is, I think, great for all parties. But those are my main reasons why I believe that if you are thinking about selling, right now is absolutely the time that you want to sell your home. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. Hopefully you learned something new about the Colorado market, whether you're looking to buy or sell. If you're looking to sell, hopefully it kind of helped make a decision. If you have any other questions about the market, you're interested in maybe getting a free CMA, comparative market analysis, on your home, definitely give me a call, shoot me a text, shoot me an email. I'd be happy to do that for you. If you're looking to buy, obviously, also give me a call. If you haven't had a chance yet, make sure that you click the red subscribe button below so you can stay up to date on all my videos all about living in and moving to the Denver area. So with that being said, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. Bearded Realtor, signing off.